Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at Causa for the first time in quite a while. So I've not been able to record for a little while, and I think the last time I touched this game was back when it was in like a closed beta. It is available for download on Steam now, so you can get into play, and there's a real ramp up in the streaming for this, and there's actually a lot of free packs given away. I think there was a founders pack where very recently everyone was sort of given like 6,000 of the soul lumber, which means it's really easy to start building some decks. And there's also codes from different streamers that you can use. You just put the streamer's name in and it'll give you an extra pack, so you're able to start get your collection going. I think similar to many free-to-play games, once you get your first or second good deck, it's very easy to start snowballing. I think there's like a founders pack as well you can get, which will really help kickstart your collection. And then obviously this is a brand new game, so there's only really one set of cards. It's kind of easy to sort of get that, and if you're starting to play now, you're going to be super ahead for in the future as new expansions come out. You'll only need to spend resources on like new cards. So full disclosure, we are using a leader that is from the in-game store, but you can buy it with either the in-game currency of gold, which you get just by winning games and doing your quests, and you can also win it with Organite, I believe. I think I paid with Organite because I got like a starter bundle or something. Anyway, today's deck, I picked this up from Den, and we are pretty much playing like a sort of weenie mid-rangey strategy. We're playing a lot of small units, but that's for a good reason, because we have a card called Officiant of the Flame. This was recently nerfed to have a second point toughness rather than a third. And whenever you play a character with one attack or less, you give it +2/+2. So that's really good, because if you're on the draw, you get, well, the coin in this game. That gives you an additional power and then additional play. So we get to play this and then play some other 2-drops with it that have got like 1 power. It's going to give them a big boost, which, if they've got vigilance, means they get to protect this for the future turns. You're really able to get like sort of ahead of your opponent. So those sort of units would be like Fanatical Preacher, so 1/3 will become like a 3/5, which is really big for like a vigilant body. Cardmancer as well doesn't have vigilant, but it's still going to be really big. It's going to be a 3/6, and it's going to add a random event from the deck into your hand. So events are the next thing. So they're basically like the spells of this game. And the reason we want to be playing things at 2 spells is because later on in the game, we're going to win, hopefully, with either playing a natural Some Awakens from our deck, but also the reason we're using this hero is this hero, her turn 6 power is to play a Some Awakens, which means you're able to just play that and then hopefully win the game on the spot. So we do have other things in here that are generally just quite powerful. So we've got 2 very similar effects. We've got the exofire Chandler, which can kill a blocker or the opponent. It's just got a 6 power 4/4 that deals 3 to any target, so that could be an enemy unit, which lets you get in for a bunch of damage, or it could just be your opponent to finish them off, which can happen because we do have a bunch of winners that are going to be attacking. We've got Messenger of Death, which is destroy any card, so this can hit supports, it can hit like a huge vigilant unit the opponent's got and just help you to get in there. We do have a little bit of sustain here in the, I'm trying to find it out, Extract Vigor. So we get to deal 3 damage to any character and then gain 3 health. So this can also hit the opponent. And a Mystical Overload, it's just basically free kill anything. Like 3 lives is not nothing, but I think that you're able to get away with it with the amount of vigilance that we're able to play. We'd have some spells as well that we're just going to be playing just for the sake of it. So like Healing Miracle, we're going to heal 5 to a target. So it could be us, it could be a vigilant unit. I think most of the reason this is in the deck is just so that we can put an event into the bin, so that when we play our Some Awakens it's a bit bigger. But for the most part, it's going to be either heal me for 5 or heal my biggest vigilant unit. And there's some other spells like Liturgy, which sets the attack of all characters to 1, which is kind of nice on a big turn because you can play this before Some Awakens. But I think that's just another thing that we're going to be able to use to sort of burn down some of our opponent's units without having to lose any of our own. But also it's just a spell we can play before Some Awakens. So let's get into the ladder here and see what we can sort of do. Also, look at that queue. 2 seconds and we're in. I think last time we played this, it was still in closed beta, so we were still having to play against AI. But now we can actually play against like other humans, which is pretty sweet. So again, you have like a free mulligan system where you can pick any of them to get rid of. So seeing as they're quite expensive, I'll get rid of Exofire and Some Awakens and just replace them 2. I like having 2 2-drops. especially one that helps us to catch up as well. And they've got like quite a nice curve here, 2-2, 3-4. I think, yeah, we're on the draw as well, so we get to play Amulet, which is nice. I'll probably put the Mystical Overload into our Causa pile. So, again, one of the really interesting things about this game is that it benefits you to spend a lot of cards in your hand, because at the end of the turn you're going to draw up to 4. Oh, I'm probably playing quite an aggressive deck here, it seems. But hopefully the withered is going to help us out. Could play that on turn 1, but I don't think we really need to. Oh, okay, we could just play this as well. So I'm going to play the Amulet. I'm going to put the Mystical Overload in here. I think a deck that's playing like 1/1s for one that's aggressive, I don't really want to be taking 3 against. So we're getting 2. 21 above the threshold. But you see, we get to put any card as a resource for basically the turn or the game, but we can also fetch it out later. So we can see we've got the Mystical Overload. Later on, we can take that out to be able to play it again if we really need to. And then as well, you'll see we get an ability on 2, 4, and 6. So on turn 2, next turn we get to put some things into play. So I'm not sure which one you're supposed to be getting. I like the 1/2 if you've got that Lord in play that gives them +2/+2, but I'm probably just going to get the Journey to the Unknown, because this will mill 1 card from our deck and be an event in itself, which could make our Some Awakens really big. So Healing Miracle could potentially be quite okay here, but I think what we're going to do... This is kind of difficult because the Frontier Combatant is... well, it's got the additional toughness, which means that we're not able to take out a withered out, which is kind of a nuisance. But I guess we can hit it for 1. We can withered air, and then we can play our vigilant unit, and that should be kind of fine. So I suppose we'll put the Healing Miracle away. I don't think we need it quite yet. I think we're at 19. We're okay. We're doing all right. So let us... We'll withered air first. I don't know. We attack for 1 first. Kind of foolish just to not do this, because this is going to deal 2 damage to us as well. So we deal withered air, which is 2 to everything. Our opponent's unit's got 1 toughness left. So now we can play a sumkala Pilgrim. We can also get the Disciple, because this is going to get +1 attack whenever we play an event. But I really like this being able to draw as a card and just to help to fill up our graveyard. Yeah, so we get to play a Journey of the Unknown, which I guess we can kind of keep this as like a cause for next turn, but I don't think we really need to. So we could ramp up now, but I'm not sure we actually need to. Let's draw another card and see what we've got. Yeah, so we've burned a Healing Miracle, that's fine. Okay, well the 7-cost card is probably going to be what we cause next turn. So I'm just going to play the Fanatical Preacher, and then I'll pass. I think next turn we can play our level 4 ability. So get Telepath, which will draw us a random character, or we can Meditate, which gives all our units +1 health, which is less impressive on this board than it could be. But our opponent kind of like, they have to remove this otherwise we trade, and we're kind of happy if they put a spell to kill this, and then we just trade here. We see you draw up all the way to 4, like at the end of turn, so it kind of benefits you to spend as many cards as possible. So ranged is a pretty spooky key ability. So when this attacks, it receives no combat damage. So it's as if it's got first strike, but it doesn't take any damage whatsoever. Uh-oh. Well, they played something on it that did something. What was that? I think we've just got a content key in there. Yeah, number keyword. Keyword decided. Okay, I'll report that as like a bug, but yeah, the content key, a little bit missing there. So we can certainly attack all characters to 1, but I don't think we're going to do that quite yet. So let's just play the Messenger of Death in here. So we can boost up, and I think that'd be kind of good to do because we'll be able to play our spell. So what we could do, what's really good, is we can play the Cardmancer to see what we draw. This draws us... Okay, so we've got Withered Air. Actually, that's kind of fine. We would lose our thing. I think I might keep that for later. We can also play our Vigilant, but just see what our options are. So we can get a Telepath. I think that's kind of what we want to do. Although we could save this for hitting up to 6 a little turn early. But we're not being super aggressive right now, so maybe we don't really want to do that. So we'll just play the Officiant. We gain an additional play for the turn, but we don't really need to do that. So I will just attack in here. Just get rid of that. And this is kind of a nuisance, but I think we can activate this. We'll set the attack of all characters to 1, which I guess we should have done beforehand, but you know, I'm still getting used to some of the new cards here. And then we'll just get a telepath, just because this will draw us a card that we can potentially play. And then it's an Officiant the Flame, a little bit too late. I guess we'll play it just because we can probably keep it safe. And then we'll just pass the turn here. So yeah, probably should have thought that turn a little bit back. We could have been a little bit more ahead, but I think it's kind of fine how it's turned out. I do actually really like this card as like a 3/3 beater for free, which is like fine stats in this game from what I can see. But it also gets to replace itself by drawing your card, which is really nice. And in a game where we want to be playing our resources into our Causa pile. Now, we are a little bit low in terms of lives. Iron Sword here, it's going to be pretty spooky because it means that our opponent really gets to kind of trade into anything, like for free. Because they get to kill something for free now, and then on my turn, like if we attack into it, we're probably going to lose a thing. Oh, our opponent's played a spell that has, well, their leader ability? Yeah, destroy all characters with attack 1 or less, then give +1 attack to your characters. Okay, so our opponent's got us pretty hard there. But if they make this trade, I'm kind of happy. We get to sit on this withered air for a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm not happy about that because of the text it has. So let us. Yeah, we'll just withered air. I think I'm kind of fine with that. So I think we can just put another Messenger of Death away. And then we're up to 4, so we don't really have a play. I mean, we could have grabbed something from here, but I don't think we really need to. That'll bring us down for next turn. I like these 2 turns for next turn, like kill pretty much anything because we've got 4 damage dealt between these, and then this has got like charge or aggressive. So with aggressive, it gets to attack the turn we play it. Yes, I think we've kind of survived as far as we kind of need to. Yeah, I'm going to sit back on this though. There's no reason to play that yet. I don't think we need liturgy right now. So we can just extract vigor just to get this here. And then we'll just Vile Zealot. It deals us both 1 damage, but we get to attack our opponent for 4. So really, it's like a deal 5 take 1, which seems fine. So next turn, Paul's going to play Vile Zealot and then hopefully kill our opponent if they've not got an initiative unit. Because we do get to play our ability here, which is going to be some Awakens. So this game, it feels a lot quicker than it did in the closed beta. So I'm not sure how true that is. Maybe we need to go back and look at the old videos. But it looks like it's a lot smoother. The UI's not changed too much. It's still quite easy to understand. I'd like if like you were able to see or like adjust some of your UI elements a little bit. But that's kind of like a Magic Online kind of thing. I know like in Eternal you aren't able to do that, or in Hearthstone, but I think it's kind of nice to be able to sort of see all of your discard pile. But there is some really nice counters, like this tells you how many plays you've got. Uh-oh, a 6/6 Vigilant is kind of a problem. Uh-oh. So, what is this? This is a card I've not seen. This is a card I've not seen before. Let's have a look. So, whenever it's attacked and survives, your opponent expends 1. Yeah, that seems kind of fine. So, I get to pacify this. Well, we kind of, if we don't play a Cause this turn, then we don't have to play some Awakens. We could just wipe our opponent's board. That could be fine. Some Awakens is, you know, it's still a good ability. Right, well. Guess we don't need, actually, yeah, we don't need the random devout. I think that Holy Truce could be still useful to us. So let us, we're going to cardmancer here. So we grabbed another Holy Truce, which isn't quite what we're looking for here. But let's just play a Vile Zealot. And then we're just going to summon Awakens. This gives our board like big boy stats. So we can trade into both of our opponent's big boys. And then we've got a 6/3 left over. So with the pacifies, if our opponent doesn't draw like another Vigilant unit or Taunt, then we should be in okay shape. We're both kind of running lone cards. We don't really have much expend or gather, I don't think. So it's probably not going to come down to decking, but that is something that we can be mindful of. Okay, I'm starting to play things from their Causa pile now. Okay, so they're playing an aggressive 3/2, which trades well 6/3 sadly. But we've got some good stuff in our board as well. We've got like the Messengers of Death. Let's have a look at our opponent's supports as well. So we've got a War Drums, which gives you a counter +1 attack. We've got an Iron Sword and just like a Talarian crossbow. We're going to draw 2 this turn. Okay, so we get to kill this, and then we get to destroy another thing if we really want to. I think we'll play Holy Truce in here. I think at this point we can play cards from in here. So Messenger of Death's kind of big, so I'm probably going to play that, to be honest. So let's just eat this. Yep, stop that. And then I think from our Causa pile we're going to attempt to play Messenger of Death, and then we'll just kill the War Drums, but also this is kind of spooky, but yeah. Over the next 2 turns we're going to kill both the spots anyway, and this one's all got 1 use to it, whereas the other one's like got an evergreen use to it. I think we managed to sort of come back. There was a point where I thought maybe, you know, 100% added in the bag, because our opponent was starting to draw the things that you need to make an aggressive deck function, which is just like random 2/2s for 1. Whereas like our top end is just the biggest boys in the world, like 5/3 kill anything. This card is pretty much something. I suppose as well, if we get into a lot of trouble, we can also just like grab the Healing Miracle, but I don't think it'll be a little while yet. I like how this serves as like an extended hand later in the game, so we could just grab things that we need. Okay, so what's this? So Sharpen Weapons. Yeah, I think I remember that from like the closed beta. It's not too different, at least. So opponent's got this another aggressive unit. Yeah, going for our units, which is probably wise. Okay, well, I'm going to play Officiant of the Flame. And then I'm going to play the ludarmic Officiant. This is going to be a big boy with all the stats. Unless you've got anything nice and 1 toughness name. We've got a devout as well, which is actually kind of nice. And getting the devout is actually kind of nice, because yeah, we gain a little bit of lives and we get another 3/4, and then we're in quite a reasonable shape. I am going to play another cause card. So this is kind of risky because we're getting quite low on cards, because you do take fatigue damage of 5 per card that you draw, but we're at a higher life total on our opponent, so maybe it's okay that we're like a card ahead of them. That is another level to the game you need to think about, which is fatigue. But given how wide we were able to get our board, I think it was kind of worth it. And if our opponent does play like a huge, vigilant threat, then we're able to just like kill it and then hopefully just attack them for lots of damages. We could also just like another Some Awakens and just kill them. Yeah, sneaky end of your turn, your opponent expends 1, which is kind of risky. But if this can't attack this turn, which it doesn't look like it can, because our opponent's used all the plays, then I'm kind of fine. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, that probably wasn't the best draw. We do kind of need to win this turn, though. So let us Mystical Overload to kill this. And then we'll just Some Awakens, give everything like the big boy stats, and basically nearly lethal, just off 1 hit. So yeah, it's power of the deck. We are built around a card called Some Awakens, and well, it woke in a victory for us. So let's go on to the next one. This video's only been about 20 minutes, so I'll probably do 2 games and then give a bit of a wrap up after that. So it's also quite generous. You get actual packs for doing your like dailies and weekly quests. I've not been playing video games. Well, not been playing PC games too much since the quarantine, really, so I've not got too many stats in the game. You see them like at quite low levels, but I've been playing on my Switch to try and... I'm at the computer all day, basically, for work, now that everyone just works from home. So, in the evening, I just try and like play on my Switch, or I'll do other things, like go for a run. So I've not been grinding pretty hardcore. Again, 1 second queue. That's a really good example of like a healthy game to me, is that the queues are just very short. Maybe that'll change when the queues get... So at the minute it's just casual. It's like just a ladder game. But in the future there will be a ranked mode as well. So maybe when the traffic gets split, maybe it'll be a bit different. But for now, that's a good sign of a healthy game that I'm playing at a reasonable time in the UK. And this is like a game that's bigger in the rest of the world. And yeah, let's get rid of them too. I like the Overload. I like Truce if we're playing against some aggressive. Probably should have mulliganed more to try and hit our Officiant, but I guess we're fine. Yeah, this looks like another aggressive deck. You can see off each of us hero what faction they are, and this is like the glory one, I believe. yeah, opponent's playing 2-2s and 1-1s to try and get us beat down. And this might seem like kind of bad in card efficiency, I guess, in that our opponent's just like slamming these 2-3s that are eventually just going to get blanked by everything that we do. Let's put the 6-drop away because we can pick that up later. Then I guess we'll pacify them. Like, that also feels like we're not using a card, but because of the way that you draw up, then it's kind of worth playing it. We could try and get up on the board here. We can play Vigilant and like another one of these. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and spend as many cards as I can. So now we can get the Disciple, but I don't have any events in hand that are cheap, so I'm just going to get the Pilgrim again. This might draw us into something as well. Journey of the Known, we mill one, and then we draw an Officiant, which is, it's not the best. Like, ideally we'd rather play Officiant and then Preacher, so I think we're not going to use our second, we're not going to use our second player's turn, because I want to play Officiant into Preacher because the 3/5 is going to be really good for us. And then as time goes on, if we're able to play like another thing that gets +2/+2, then this is definitely worth the card. I should probably change my thing as well. Like you can have a title. Well, mine says, you can't see it. I have to move like quite a lot. Yeah, mine says Novice. I think back when I was still making a lot more content, there was a point where I probably could have got like a custom one, but yeah, that ship's probably sailed by now. Okay, which is supplies the heal, or is it the gather? Oh, heal free. Okay. You see, our opponent's playing a lot of cards that traditionally you'd look at them and be like, oh, it's not a card. But our opponent just wants to burn through their deck, and they're kind of fine with not having the greatest card quality because they're going to have so many cards all the time. So Extract Vigor is something that we're going to want to keep. Mystical Overload probably isn't, even though it's something we could play next turn. Let's just... Oh, we're only at 2 this turn, yeah. I probably should have just played the Vigilant last turn then. So, given what our opponent's got, let's just trade into pretty much anything. Just try and get that board down a little bit. Our opponents get to attacking at this and then finish it off with the bow. If they really need to, they can heal something. Maybe this... Yeah, I didn't really think through that last turn. I do forget that sometimes that the coin puts you up a power as well, but it's only temporary, it's not like permanent. But in a lot of games that are turn-based, you see a lot of different solutions to the being on the draw problem, unless it's a game like Gwent where being on the draw is like actually good. Okay, so opponent's got to spend like a card and half of a card to kill our card, which is kind of a nuisance. And actually really they're quite ahead on board here as well. There isn't really a catch-up mechanic per se when you're taking damage. It's not like Tessel where, yeah, we'd probably just play this and it die. Yeah, it's kind of a nuisance. I'll probably play it just to get a card out of our hand just so we can dig a little bit deeper. Once we get to the turn we're able to play 2 Extract Vigors, I feel like we'll be in really good shape because we'll just get to kill 2 things and gain 6. I'm not sure if it'll be too late by the time we do that. Next turn, we do get to play a telepath, which is going to help us to draw another card and hopefully get us a little bit further into our deck. But yeah, opponent could just like put a weapon on here and kill this and then attack us for 5. Or they can attack, just like play this, put the weapon somewhere else. There's quite a lot going on in our opponent's deck. I'm not sure which of these healers starts as default. I think this is the one you get a default. And then there's the smithing dude. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. You can pick a card and you can add it to your cause pile if it's not being used that turn. Which is kind of nice. Oh, what's this? I've not seen this before. That looks pretty potent. Your other characters have got 1 attack. That feels like something that kills me. So I'll probably look at my draw this turn and then I was like, jump into another game. Because the video's not that long, it's like only 24 minutes. And the thing with like how smooth it's been, like getting into games, I've not had to do any editing whatsoever. Yeah, we died that turn. That is fine. Did we bump up? There we go. So as you level up as well, you get a reward on each level up. Which is kind of nice. And I think there's a reward as well. If you're able to get to level 10 in all factions, then there's like an additional reward, just as being like a player who's playing a lot and playing early on. So here we go for the third game. I think I made some bad decisions in the last game, which probably caused us to lose it. But yeah, it's felt quite powerful as a deck. I can feel the difference in the efficient having only 2 points toughness now rather than 3. But when it had 3, it was kind of busted. You could do a lot of. You could have a lot of wacky turns. Yeah, so I was saying about like how the matchmaking was really quick, and now for the last game it's just like not happening for us. But you can actually see, if players are looking for games right now just in the top. So I guess most of the people are queued, or there's like some sort of MMR rating that's sort of going on and pairing you. I might actually jump out of the queue and then jump back in. Okay. Lenin the Labourer, nice. So let's mulligan everything. I just want to get some 1-power units with... there we go, it's kind of nice. Mystery of Death, again, I think we're just going to place this in our cards pile. Just going to cost like 1 million. And then, yeah, we'll play the... I'm not sure what we're doing. So this hand would be busted if we were on the draw, because we get to coin into like a efficient into double spell. So this aggressive deck must be really popular right now, because this is like 3 games in a row against this deck, and I think there are a lot of different decks that you can play. So it's kind of weird that we've hit this pocket of like the 3 same decks, because when I was playing before, this didn't happen. So let's add a spell. Okay, so Withered is going to be sick. That'll probably be really good for us. I'm just going to get the Pilgrim. And then we'll Journey to the Unknown. So we mill one of them. Oh, we get to do this into each other. Oh, yes. It's quicker with gas. So I don't mind too much just playing like a 1-3 for no value. I'm a big fan of like the old mustache now. Like a... Not quite a clean shave. It's like a stubbly, barely visible on camera thing going on over here, but I've enjoyed like the quarantine, let me just grow a mustache. Like, yeehaw, cowboy. Yeah, so opponents, the Amulet, they're probably going to play some sort of busted turn now. I'm going to feel really sad. So you play a warrior, give it +1/+1, that's probably something that we need to kill. But our support kill costs like 7. Uh-oh. Well, at least it's not got haste, because that could be a big yikes for us. This is fine. Deal 2 to a target, that's probably also fine. Well, we're going to finish the opponent off anyway. So let's play this into here. It dies, but that's fine. Gets it down to 2 toughness. Attack the opponent for 2. Then we'll Withered, which kills everything. I'll chuck a Healing Miracle away. Then efficient. The opponent could have an aggressive unit that just gets +1/+1 and kills this. So this is kind of risky, just playing this. But if our opponent doesn't have the aggressive unit or the additional kill shot, what was it called? Lashing now, yeah. To kill this, then we get to have a pretty nice turn next turn because we get to play efficient. Plus, if we draw like another vigilant unit that's got low power, we get to buff that up as well, which would be really nice. So the smaller telepath is a 3/3, which isn't quite as potent. But I guess it being a natural 3/3 is like it's a much nicer worst case scenario. Yeah, so opponent's playing a lashing from their Causa pile, which is kind of fine because that brings it behind a bit. But I guess that our opponent's whole shtick is that they're playing like a really low curve. So it's probably fine for them, to be honest. So Mystical Overload, we can just kill. We're probably just going to kill this. So exofire Channeler, we'll come back to that later. I kind of don't want to play this, so let us... We'll just summon a telepath. Okay, so we drew an efficient, which gives us like something else in play, which helps us quite a little bit. And then we'll just Mystical Overload and just kill us because this is like absurd. Our opponent's units just getting like +1/+1 is not the best. Oh, didn't realise we could have got an extra play and played efficient. Well, yeah, it would have been much better for us if we did, but again, a bit too excited talking. Well, we'll play that next time. Yeah, I have to remember that the Philosophy Tube guy over here gives you like +1 play. But this is fine. We can spew cards away, it's fine. Yeah, actually, we're just being really smart and thin, and what we were going to do is we were just going to play withered for some reason. Yeah, take that. So I'll put liturgy away. We're getting kind of close to just playing a messenger of death, actually. Let's play an officiant, and then pass the turn. If this survives, is there anything in our Causa palette we want to play? Probably not. Sadly, so we're going to be at 6 next turn, and our Some Awakens isn't going to be that good, unless we draw like 2 units we can play. So, I mean, it's better than heal 4 to all allies, although this could be kind of nice, because it can heal our units and us. And we still have the outs to draw aggressive units. I don't think we've got too many spells in our Vider, do we? I've got Iron Try. Giant. Well, I've got 4. Oh, another one of these. An aggressive one of them. Yeah. This is kind of hurting a little bit. So we could truce our opponent's units just to buy us a little bit more time. Let's draw a random event and see what we get. So we can extract vigor on one of these, but I think we'll play the messenger away because we can get it back next turn anyway. See what else is in our cause pile. We could get the channeler, actually. That could be kind of nice. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think we might just play a preacher. Well, some awakens just give our things like +4 power. That makes this at least trade with whoever attacks into it. I'll probably attacks into it with the 3/2 though. Our opponent's kind of ahead on cards in deck as well. So if we do manage to turn into an attrition sort of game, then we do have to be kind of wary of that. Yeah, we're trading all the way down is fine because we get to play like a messenger next turn and extract vigor, so we get to kill like 2 things. Yeah, this warrior tribal seems really potent. We do kind of need to kill this next turn though because it's getting a bit out of hand. So let's get rid of devout. Come on, give me access to my cause pile. And then we're just going to messenger of death. We'll -1 cause, kill this. And then we'll just extract on the 4/3. Our opponent does get to trade in, which isn't ideal for us. But considering this feels like it just didn't cost a card, I feel in pretty good shape there. Okay, well, the rack's blowing in, which is a lot worse for us than it could have been. But if our opponent just plays like a bunch of like low power units, we can pacify just to sort of buy some time. But we could probably just play like the exofire channeler next turn or messenger, depending on what our opponent's up to. Okay, well, I'm going to play a messenger just to kill this. Well, some isn't something that we need right now, but it's good to have access to that because we can potentially use that to kill our opponent like over the next couple of turns if we really need to. So I'm going to play messenger. We'll kill the 6/6. And then we will just... Yeah, we've not got enough... One thing that could have been really nice if we'd been able to have a couple of things more on board, play the Holy Truce, just to be able to keep our opponents off attacking our units, and then hopefully play like a big Some Awakens. But I think we're going to be going deep into our Causa pile. Uh-oh. Well, this means that... Oh, okay, so we don't have to trade. We get to just attack. Yeah, this is getting pretty spooky. I don't feel like we've probably made a few mistakes that have let it get to this point. But this aggressive deck is sort of showing how good it is. So let's start with a... yeah. Let's start with Channeler. Kill this. And then... I guess we could destroy this just because of how good it is at attacking. That will put us down to 9. Yeah, I wonder if that's a reasonable thing to do, though. Yeah, I think we ideally... Okay, so let's put the devout away. Ideally need a turn where we can just like build up our board, so I think we are going to be using holy truce, like if we can, pretty soon. Also, I think you can quite slowly get this ability back, so like I could use this for cause and then pull it out like the next turn. But I'm not 100% clear on that. Oh, we played against this in the last game. Yeah, but it's pretty close to having us dead, no doubt. So, we can pacify our opponent's units. We can hopefully not be dead to a burn spell. We must attack the vigilant character, that's kind of rough. So let's just attack there to keep our unit. Let's play here. Opponent's at 12, right. Okay, ready. Let's just see how many spells we've got. Okay, so I think we've got enough to win if our opponent doesn't play a taunt unit. Ugh, Hail Weapons kills us. Yep, that pretty much does it. Well, we do die to fatigue, but let's see if this does as much as we need. Do we have vile zealots in here? No. We could healing miracle, but it's just some awakens that we need actually. So let's count our spells, because if we've got 12 spells, we win, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so close. So I think we pacify again. Yes, it's really risky because we're going to take so much damage just from fatiguing ourselves. So, oh, this is just so risky. I mean, the healing miracle basically lets us play another card. So if we do this, and then we play telepath. Yeah, we do. So now we will take 15 damage just to exhaust. Oh, this is so bad for us. Yeah, I don't think that's through. Well, we'll pacify, and then we'll die in our turn. Wow. I'm pretty sure there's a way where we could have like done something, but yeah, I'm not too sure on this game. Yep, the kill our thing, which pretty much does it. I mean, we're going to die in fatigue, but yeah, we're pretty close to being able to win as well, which is kind of disappointing. Yep, here we go. Oh, wait, no. Oh. Do we get to win? Let me just check, because we're going to put another spell in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we win. So we take liturgy just to make sure. Oh no, we need to summon wakers, don't we? We put exofire channel in. We play vile zealot. We ding our opponent to 11. We summon awakens. Require the one cause. And we 12 them. Nice. Wow. Yeah, it's just so close to being like, oh, I guess we're just going to play a fourth game to give this deck like a real college try. But yeah, let's go to the wrap up. Okay, so there you have it. That is this sweet deck that I got from the Discord. So thanks for that, Dan. And despite me like really ham-fistedly making my way through this deck, like it actually performed quite well. We went 2-1 in the end against 3 aggressive decks, which I suspect are not what this deck is here to prey upon. I think this is really just to prey upon like other kind of mid-rangey decks. But it was really nice to see Spirit doing something really interesting, which is just like, we didn't get to see any of the turns where you get to go off with Officiant of the Flame, because ideally you want to be on the draw with this on turn 2. You get to play the coin, play this, and then play 2 like 1 power units. But yeah, it's still powerful even with the -1 toughness. But yeah, thanks for watching. So if you are playing this game, I'm going to put the recipe for this deck in the comments in the description, and then hopefully you'll be able to build it yourself. But I'll kind of try and make it so that you can look through this. So this is like the first page all the way down to File Zealot. So just pause here. And then the additional 4 cards is just the Strut Vigor, Channeler, some Awakens, and Messenger of Death. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm That Resolves. It's great to see how this pretty small studio has managed to turn this game into like a real thing that you could just play now. Yeah, I'm really proud of the studio. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm That Resolves. I'll see you around.